It's the first round presented by Mountain Dew. From the Jewel by the Bay. Yeah, a lot of 30 jerseys in the crowd tonight because he's back. And this is the first ever playoff game at Chase Center. Remember the last time they were in the postseason, it was across on the other side of the Bay Area Bridge at the old Oracle Arena. And they played a play-in game here against Memphis last year. As we take a look at our starting lineups, brought to you by Capital One. Well, one question has been answered on the other side of the equation for Denver. Jeff Green, Will Barton, Jokic in the middle, Aaron Gordon and Monte Morris in the backcourt. Folks were wondering whether Steph Curry would start or come off the bench. The answer's in. He'll be coming off the bench, as reported a moment ago by Malika Andrews. Jordan Poole, who's been playing extremely productive basketball since March, averaging about 25 points, will start instead. Steph Curry will be coming off the bench for the third time in his career. Draymond Green and Klay Thompson back. And this place has a wonderful air of anticipation as you get the feeling that they're really officially popping the seal on Chase Center now that they're playing a playoff game here. Well, the officials for today's game are crew chief Scott Foster with Ed Malloy, Carl Lane, and alternate Kevin Cutler. Replay center officials in Secaucus, New Jersey, J.B. DeRosa and Trey Maddox. They're among the 36 officials selected to work the first round of the 2022 playoffs, a group which has an average of 16 years of NBA experience and includes 9 officials who have worked 100 or more playoff games. Simply the game's best. Looney and the Joker ready to take this opening tip. Nuggets winning the regular season series 3-1, but keep in mind that Draymond Green didn't play in any of those 4 games. Morris into the front court.
Kevon Looney, not a surprise, gets the first look at Jokic, which puts Draymond Green on Aaron Gordon. Will Barton, Aaron Gordon, one of those guys has got to have himself a night, Mark. Somebody has got to help the productivity of Nikola Jokic against this Golden State Warriors team.
Here's Poole. Barton switches onto him. Wiggins with a catch-and-shoot 3. And Looney with the offensive rebound. Here's Thompson. And the nerves still to be worked out for Klay. Missed everything on that one. Barton to the bucket, gets it back at the other end in a hurry.
That is Will the Thrill at his absolute best, right? Getting off the dribble drive, getting to that right hand.
Will Barton telling me prior to tip-off tonight that he's simply glad to be extremely healthy for the first time in 4 years in the postseason. Looney off a nice pocket pass in the layup.
He's had his best year, Mark. He's always been an exceptional defensive player, but understanding now where he fits on the offensive end, very efficient with what he does.
Off the dribble handoff, Morris back to Jokic against Looney. And a soft touch off the jump hook. And the reigning MVP on the board. Going to be interesting, Doris, to see how the Warriors attack Jokic at this end of the floor. He's improved defensively, but still not what you would call an elite defender by any stretch. Gordon guarding Green. Shot clock down to 3 for Klay. And Thompson turns it over. Baseline drive by Barton out to a wide open Morris. And rebounded by Wiggins.
Monte Morris has had an excellent year, Mark, taking over the point guard position for Jamal Murray. He, too, is excellent with the basketball. He's got to keep his turnovers low for a team that struggles with them, and he's got to make open shots.
Wiggins' float game is pure. And that ties the game at 4 apiece. We talk about Monte Morris, brings it into the front court. He's the guy that hit the game winner in a mid-February game here against Golden State in San Francisco. No double team against Joker. Gordon with the offensive class against Green, and Green with the block. Aaron Gordon with the short jumper.
He's going against one of the great defenders of his generation and all time. Smart, physical, tough Draymond Green.
Wiggins drives baseline. Looney inside. Around Jokic for the bucket.
2 touches, 2 buckets. You can see what Golden State wants to do in both their motion activity and with Kavan. Be opportunistic. Make Jokic work on the defensive end.
If you can do that, that's kind of a bonus and found money. As Jeff Green knocks down the baseline 3. Jeff Green setting a playoff record for having appeared with 8 different teams in the postseason here tonight. A sage and savvy veteran gives Denver a 1-point advantage. Poole drives it on Gordon. Lost his balance. It'll be interesting to see how he performs in his first postseason as Monte Morris knocks down the mid-range jump shot. Denver up 9-6, just underway.
Let's see what Jokic can do, because Looney is not a threat on the face-up in any way, so he's playing center field, and then as he gets near the free throw line, Jokic becomes more active.
Hard show by Jokic, and they blitz Clay and turn him over. Inside, Barton with the layup off the nice speed.
You're touching on Jokic's defense. He's smart, he understands angles, he knows how to leverage his strength, he's got exceptional hands, he just showed you that right there.
Denver on a 7-0 run, leading by 5. Thompson catch and shoot 3, and that is his first postseason bucket in over 2 years, a moment that is probably very cathartic for him right now. Wiggins on the closeout on Green, back out to Barton. Shot clock at 7. Jokic inside, a little short jump hook, that's light work.
So you see Will Barton doing some things for this team. It's much required. He's made 2 of 3, and he gets the assist there. An aggressive Will Barton against Jordan Poole is a good thing for the Nuggets.
Back out to Green. Play off the pin down, and that's 2 for 2. Remember now, he finished the regular season averaging over 30 points per game in the last 5, so he's peaking at the right time.
He's getting more dangerous by the day because he's getting more comfortable.
They repost it to Joker. Working against Looney, no double team coming. And Joker with the big body bends move.
Yeah, so, you know, if you're going to play him one-on-one, he gets low post position. He buries his left shoulder into Kevon Looney. And make no mistake, folks, that is a big, strong, smart, excellent footwork with Nikola Jokic.
Poole pulls from deep. Got it! Man, the Splash Brothers brought their own Poole today. Jordan Poole from deep. Cross court, Gordon drives the closeout, and Aaron Gordon making a homecoming from nearby San Jose, California. Got about 15 family members, including his dad, watching courtside tonight.
So Klay Thompson, he has been chomping at the bit to get back and play some playoff basketball. We talk about his partner being the greatest shooter in his generation. Klay Thompson not far behind, a dangerous man.
Google Pixel. We're in San Francisco for the first round, presented by Mountain Dew, and this is the moment that these fans have waited for exactly a month. Steph Curry getting ready to check into the ball game. It was a month today that he suffered that foot injury against the Boston Celtics, which forced him to miss the subsequent 12 games. Doris, this is the 3rd time he's coming off the bench in the playoffs. The other 2 times, he scored 40 and 28. And the crowd loving it. There's how it happened against the Boston Celtics that night here at Chase Center. Marcus Smart diving for the loose ball and rolling up on his left foot.
So sprained ligament, and just recently the Warriors letting us know what was prohibiting his return was actually the pain from the bone bruise, which was not really part of the discussion early.
Backdoor pass by Green, and Clay missed the layup.
That is one of the things you must protect against. This team will hit you with a ton of back cuts. Draymond is an exceptional passer. Surprised they missed that chippy, but you've got to be disciplined and on point. And Otto Porter has checked in. So against Kevon Looney, the guy we believe is going to be MVP, Jokic, has got 6 points and 2 assists. They didn't really come with many doubles. He's made 3 or 4 shots. Warriors pull the trigger. Otto on the floor. Draymond at the 5 now.
Draymond guarding Joker on this sequence. Green left wide open from downtown. And Jeff Green has had some big playoff games in crucial situations, going back to his time with the Cavaliers. Here's Curry working against Gordon. That pass tipped out of bounds. It'll stay Warriors basketball. Baseline out of bounds. Steph Curry was on an MVP pace when he was injured. They were some 41 and 16 at the time. Didn't really shoot the 3 as well he has historically. Nice feed to Wiggins for the layup off the inbound play.
But keep in mind, against Denver, Stephen Curry averaged over 27 points and made 11 of 33 threes. And Michael Malone prepared all week as if he would return.
Morris drives by Curry, got the layup and one. Monte Morris has been the second most productive Nugget against the Warriors this year. It was him that hit the game winner here in February against Golden State.
Well, he just pick and roll action with Gordon, who is an excellent vertical threat. You get downhill. And Will Barton, remember, he is filling in for a guy who is one of the foundational pieces at the point guard position, Jamal Murray, who's not ruled out. But what a season for Monte Morris. And I'll say this to you, you're down 2 max players. You think Michael Malone felt sorry for himself or his group once? No, sir. Just got to work.
Here's Clay. That's his 3rd 3 already. Malika has more.
You mentioned Jamal Murray. Jamal continues to make progress in his rehab of his ACL. Michael Malone told reporters that he leaned towards Murray being, quote, doubtful this series. But Malone told me, as you mentioned, he hasn't been ruled out, and that should be a positive sign for Denver Nuggets fans. There are physical and mental hurdles to clear, particularly because this is the building he tore his ACL in, Mark.
That happened right down there in the paint. Murray, it's been about a year now since he's been out. Curry fouled by Monte Morris.
Feels like the pace is changing for the Golden State Warriors since they made the substitution. Only been a couple of times up and down the floor, but you're downsized, the pace should go up. And if you're Michael Malone, you're concerned. Klay Thompson has made 3 threes. And the thing about Klay, you can tell with every repetition, the lateral movement on the defensive end, the confidence offensively, playing within the context of the offense, everything's starting to take shape for him.
That's going to be a kick ball against the Nuggets. Sideline out of bounds for Golden State. Klay felt it looked like, Doris, in the early stage of his comeback that he was pressing a little bit.
Yeah.
And as he eased off, it started to come a little bit easier for him, and thus the strong finish in the last 5 games of the regular season for Thompson.
Austin Rivers basically trying to face guard Stephen Curry.
There's a dribble handoff. Green punches it.
So that's the high pocket. And if they do that in the high pocket with Draymond Green, that's trouble for Denver. Because Jokic is sort of in between space there, and that's not good.
Monte Morris rejects the screen, back out to Joker. His 3 off the mark, and it'll come back Golden State basketball. Here's one more look at that play, Doris.
Well, so Austin Rivers working hard, face guard. You see, Jokic is giving some assistance. There's a little short roll. The dance continues. There's the high pocket pass, and Mr. Green has a free lane to the cup. That, folks, is tough to check.
The gravity of Steph Curry on display right there. Right now, Green takes a seat. Gary Payton getting ready to check into the ball game alongside the impressive rookie Bones Highland for the Nuggets. Curry has yet to attempt a field goal. They run 2 at him. It goes to Bielitsa.
It's like they tried to zone up behind that action.
Bielitsa on the drive, goes at Joker, and that's going to be a foul against Jokic.
You see the amount of ground they're making him cover, though. You have Jokic going in a lot of different directions.
They're putting him out in space, though.
They are, and he's, but Bielitsa now, who adds shooting. This may be the most shooting Golden State has ever had, but you've got Jokic guarding at 15 feet, trying to cut off a drive, baseline and down. Make him work. That's Golden State's plan.
Bielitsa at the free throw line, a 73% foul shooter. Let's have a look at the upcoming playoff schedule. Sunday on ABC, the Brooklyn Nets in Boston taking on the Celtics. Man, what a great series that one's going to be. Then on TNT at 1 o'clock, Atlanta's at Miami. The Heat, the #1 seed in the East. Chicago, Milwaukee, followed by Willie Green's Pelicans against Phoenix. Boy, what a great story and turnaround Green made with that squad this year from a 1-12 start, 3-16, and into the playoffs. For more on those games, go to NBA.com or visit the NBA app. Joker against Bielitsa, blocked by Payton. Highland picks up Curry in transition. Bielitsa to Payton inside. A little sloppy sequence here. Shot clock down to 7. Bielitsa has a size advantage on Rivers, and that's going to be an offensive foul.
How about Austin Rivers battling, despite the size differential, saying, I'm not having it.
Timeout on the floor. We'll be back right after this.
Great start. Love how we're playing. Great start. Love it, fellas. Love it. Good to be back. Good to be back in the playoffs, baby. Let's go.
Steve Kerr very appreciative, it seems like, of the moment. He's in the moment. Taking a little mental inventory. We're here.
Yes.
Like that guy.
Despite what that looks like, folks, Klay Thompson is thrilled to be back.
Austin Rivers will bring it into the front court. Andre Iguodala checking in during the timeout. He's guarding Joker.
Couple things here. Bones Highland, the rookie, has been integral to the success of this team on the floor for his first playoff action. The one-footed jumper that can drive defenses, man. How about the footwork of Jokic? But Bryn Forbes is on the floor as well. They are hoping he can make some shots and loosen up the floor a little bit.
Curry still hasn't been able to get a jump shot off. 12 on the shot clock for Poole.
Great switch there by Bones Highland. Good communication from Rivers.
Here's Payton. Picked up his dribble. Shot clock down to 3 for Bielitsa. Tough shot. Got it! At the end of the shot clock on the 9-1-1.
He'll have his hands full on the defensive end, Mark, but he can give them some spacing on the offensive end. Good offensive player, Bielitsa. And he has got to be effective offensively. Again, he's forcing Jokic to start from the three-point line because he can make that shot. He also obviously can put it on the deck, doing his job, making Jokic work.
A couple of guys that played on the Serbian national team on several different occasions. They've been teammates.
And Boogie Cousins now on the floor. Can you survive the Jokic minutes off the floor if you're Denver?
Forbes goes inside to Cousins. Boogie with a little bully ball, but he smoked the layup.
He can't miss chippies. His play will be predicated on whether he punishes them every time he touches the ball.
Curry back to a wide open Bielitsa for 3. And Green with the rebound. Jermichael.
Go back to Boogie. He missed a chippy, but that was an easy opportunity for him. I'd be looking for him again.
There's Rivers off the screen. Curry picks him up again. Bryn Forbes pulls the 3. Whistling a foul underneath. That's going to go against Bielitsa, as Cousins had inside position on the rebound, and that's going to put them at the free throw line.
So, great post up. Make Bielitsa guard you. Watch the footwork of DeMarcus Cousins. He's so very capable.
Joined the Nuggets on January 21st, after being waived by Milwaukee. He and Michael Malone have good history going back to their days in Sacramento. And if you look at the numbers, Cousins was never more productive than he was while playing for Michael Malone. The two of them had a great relationship, and he held Boogie accountable. It worked for both of them.
He's very skilled. Can pass it, can score it on the post, can make face-up jump shots. Obviously, this is a tougher matchup on the defensive end with all the movement, the back cuts, the split actions, everything that Golden State throws at you.
Doris, how surprising do you find that with 57 seconds to go, Steph Curry, who checked in with about 6 minutes to go in the first quarter, still hasn't gotten a shot off?
Well, first of all, credit Austin Rivers, but the guy hasn't played in a month. And when we just touched to him briefly in the layup lines, you could tell there was a little anxiety. Yeah. He's not in his normal minutes. You sit for 6 minutes and then come in. Like, he'll get there.
He was off the screen in the three-point territory. Iguodala out front. Otto Porter with the midi. Got it.
Mark, do you think this is the most shooting that you've seen on a Golden State team?
It's been a long time since we've seen this many guys that can put it in the hole.
Not necessarily this lineup with Gary Payton and Andre, but the roster itself, yes.
Rivers, good defense by Steph Curry, who's a very much improved defender. Payton inside, a Boogie with the block. And they can run it all the way down. As Michael Malone holds up an index finger, says one.
Did you see him? He was pretty spry trying to slow Bones Highland down there on the sideline.
Bones is a rookie that's been imbued with tremendous confidence from his head coach. Cousins inside, had it knocked away. Good defense, and that's going to end the first 12 minutes of play. The visitors leading by 1 point. And Klay Thompson having his welcome back to the NBA playoffs moment here in the first quarter with 9 points on 3 of 5 from downtown. But the Warriors still trying to figure out how to stop the Joker.
It's time for tonight's coach's interview, brought to you by Crypto.com, here with Nuggets coach Michael Malone. And you had about as good of a start to the first quarter as you could have hoped. And once Steph checked in, he didn't get a shot off. I don't expect that to continue, but how do you replicate that defense going forward?
Yeah, I think overall a really good first quarter for us, Malika. Defending Steph into the game, coming off the bench, great job. Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole got going from 3. We're taking care of it. We're sharing it at a high level right now. We got 3 quarters to go. We have to be even better moving forward to have a chance to win game 1.
You told me before the game that it's all about who brings something else to the party besides Nikola Jokic. What did you think of the non-Nikola minutes to close this quarter?
Yeah, I thought they were good. You know, I mean, Bones, Austin, Bryn, JaMychal, DeMarcus. You know, DeMarcus has to use the size and physicality around the basket. It's all going to be predicated by our defense. If we can get a group of 5 guys that can defend and rebound, then we can get out and run and try to score the basketball.
Michael, thank you so much. Mark, back to you.
So, Mark, this continues that last question that Malika asked, which is the non-Nikola minutes. Right? Okay, so it's the same group of 5.
Ball tipped out of bounds. It'll stay Denver basketball.
And what happens? Austin Rivers again battling, but outside. So Bielitsa, very good offensive player, says, all right, you're guarding me small. I'm going right to my right hand. Good spin move, good use of his physical game. Nicely done there.
What about the fact that Steve Kerr has already gone 10 deep in this game? Bones Highland into traffic, blocked by Porter, out of bounds. It'll stay Denver basketball with 0.3 on the shot clock, enough to do and execute a catch and shoot.
Yeah, watch this defense by Otto Porter. They're just, you have smart veterans. There were a lot of questions. Is Jonathan Kuminga going to play? The early part of this, turnover here because the shot clock violation. The early part of this is you're trusting the veterans. Andre Iguodala, Bielitsa, Otto Porter. Gary Payton, obviously new to the playoffs, but still an experienced guy. So Mr. Kuminga, will we see him at some point? I expect so, but when?
Matchups. Meanwhile, Iguodala has been hampered by knee and hip injuries this year, but that's not a guy that you want to discount in the postseason. Former Finals MVP Poole. Rivers trying to guard Bielitsa. Going to try and walk him down. Tough pass, never made it. Another tough pass. Warriors caught 2 breaks on 2 potential turnovers and get 2 points.
So you're right, and lucky bounces for sure, but at what point, if you're Michael Malone, do you stay patient here, give your, elite center another couple of minutes rest? You've got to stay attached. A critical juncture for Denver. I know it's early in the game. You've got to keep pace here.
Couldn't get the duck-in pass. It's tipped and out of bounds. It'll come back to the Nuggets. Good activity there by the Golden State defense, a defense that's rated number 2 in the NBA. Mike Brown, their associate head coach, running that defense. Highland off the screen, gets downhill, and that's going to be a goaltender. Bones Highland, one of the top rookies this year, and boy, out of VCU, guy with a lot of talent and not daunted by the moment. But he was looking forward to these playoffs.
Boy, what a start defensively for Austin Rivers. He's had a number of different assignments. He's aggressive. He's physical. I mean, he has checked about everybody, Austin Rivers, and he's done a very good job.
That foul is going to go against Jamichael Green, pardon me.
There were the numbers backing up your point about Highland, and they need him to be aggressive today.
A great story out of VCU. Guy that has been mentored this year by Will Barton. That's going to be another foul on Jamichael Green. Bones Highland is really their big scoring punch off the bench. Guy that's been mentored by Will Barton. He actually played against Will Barton's Barton Elite AAU team back in high school. Poole with the mid-range jump shot is good.
You have to use a timeout.
Yep.
It's getting away from you. That could have been an N1, but Jordan Poole's dangerous, folks. They've got so many weapons. And Jordan Poole's responsible in this second unit to set the pace offensively. Come on, that's a sweet-looking jumper now.
Remember me? You got your idea from, but soon you start to suffer. The tune will get rougher when you start to stutter. That's when you had enough.
Golden State has more weapons. You have found a mini Steph Curry. Look at the range and the speed with which Jordan Poole gets that off. You want me to make a jumper off the bounce? I got that in my tool bag as well. Here's the difference. Nikola Jokic, when he has sat, they're -4 already. And you say, oh, well, that's not a big deal. It's only 3 points. The margin between winning and losing in the NBA playoffs is that small, folks. And so now you're Michael Malone. You got to continue to get your guy rest.
We'll see how long it lasts.
Right.
And look at the numbers on and off the court. See what the Nuggets do out of the timeout. Corner 3, Highland a little bit strong, rebounded by Payton. Jordan Poole's improvement dates back to 2020 when the Warriors weren't invited to the bubble. He got together with assistant coaches DeMarco and Coach Frazier and found any available gym that was open in the Bay Area and consumed a lot of tape to get better. Porter misfiring from deep.
Quality shot, though. Give me Andre Iguodala in the middle of the floor with options to pass. I feel pretty good about myself.
The Elite's guarding Barton here. Corral Highland and back out to Jamichael Green, who knocks down the 3 during the break, folks. He had a very passionate and spirited discussion with Scott Foster, the officials, trying to get something straight. Nodded at 32. Poole blows by Rivers. Got it!
And his speed, north and south, Mark. How fast from catch to cut.
2-point Warriors lead. Rivers missing the 3. Iguodala with the board. Guy that Steve Kerr calls the adult in the room inside. Poole! Great movement off the ball. You know, Doris, I talked about his improvement. Part of that in 2020 was calling Duncan Robinson, a former teammate of his at Michigan, knowing that Robinson did a lot of movement off the ball playing with stars on his team. Here's Cousins out front. Rivers one more to Boogie. From deep. Got it.
Nice. Great delivery. So good answer, good response. Michael Malone, the patience to let your guys continue to play. Aaron Gordon set to check back in. Jokic remains seated.
Bielitsa fakes the handoff. And rebounded by the Nuggets, who have an opportunity to take the lead here. Martin inside to JaMychal Green. That's going to be a foul against Poole.
Watch Jordan Poole, how fast he goes once he decides to go. He's standing up initially. I think Austin steps up, and then the back cut away from the ball. So why do we say mini Stephen Curry? Because the young man can be successful with the ball. He can be successful without the ball.
Golden State Warriors lead the league in points off of cuts, as well as points off of screens this year.
What are their assist to basket numbers right now? I mean, I feel like they've assisted on almost every single one.
Yeah, they've got 14 assists on 16 field goals. Good defense by Wiggins. He's been a lockdown defender for most of the year. A whistle underneath and a foul going to go against Golden State. That's going to go against Looney. Second team foul, his first personal foul. Denver with 3 team fouls, Golden State with 2.
So we said, could Boogie Cousins punish this team around the basket? He is sprinting. It's an obvious foul call. Boogie Cousins is doing his job right now, Mark Jones.
A nice placeholder till Joker comes back. Thompson guarding Barton. The second side action by Highland. Gets to the basket and bones off glass.
Big time move. That's one of the things he was asked yesterday, Michael Malone. What do you expect from Bones? He said, I know what I want from Bones. Stay aggressive.
Little pitch game. Poole fouled on the 3. And Jordan Poole is going to go to the free throw line for 3 shots and try and give Golden State the lead. That foul is going to go against Rivers.
Austin Rivers saying to Michael Malone, I didn't hit him. Review it. Oh, no. I don't like this call at all. I don't like it at all.
And he did not get into the shooter's space either, appeared from that end.
It was Jordan Poole whose right leg came around front. I don't know if a different angle is going to show me something else, but the first look at that, why is that a foul on him?
Didn't see it. Poole knocks down the first nonetheless. As Draymond Green and Looney get ready to come back in, along with Joker and Monte Morris. So Joker comes back onto the court with the game tied at 37. That's a win for Denver?
No question about it. No question about it. I don't know if I'd ever let this guy rest if I were Michael Malone. Well, I suppose you can't play him 48 minutes. A good job by DeMarcus Cousins.
Tell you what, he is in much improved shape from even a couple of years ago, when one day he sat down with Felipe Eichelberger, the team's athletic trainer and conditioning coach, and said, I want to lose weight. He subsequently did, and his career has taken a turn for the better. Working against Looney. Now the double team comes off the dribble. And Gordon with the miss. So a good defensive sequence for the Warriors. Poole has scored the last 8 for the Golden State Warriors. They keep it moving. Wiggins. And that's going to be a travel against Andrew Wiggins. He's been struggling, Doris, the last few games of the regular season. After a very good year, first-time All-Star.
They feel like he's shown some signs over the last several weeks of getting back. He's had some numbers in games. The one thing he struggled with, and you have a couple of options depending on how this game plays. Michael Malone in close matchups, and again, there was no Draymond in any of the 4. They played Kevon Looney,
right,
and Wiggins has struggled tremendously from the free throw line. So it's early, but as this game marches on, you know, Denver finds itself down by a point or 2 late 4th quarter. As Michael Malone's, I said, do you employ that? And Michael said it helped us win 2 games in this series. And depending on the circumstance, yes, we would go to it. Double technical here, I believe.
Klay Thompson and Aaron Gordon. Double tees. 6:25 to go. Thompson had that productive first quarter, 9 points. All coming on 3 threes. Gordon looking inside for Joker. Instead, it's Morris. Jokic with the offensive board. One more out to Gordon for 3. Had a clean look at it.
Aaron Gordon is just 1 for 5.
Oh, Steph left it on the front rim from deep. That was his first shot of the game. Coming with a little over 6 minutes to go in the first half. And Barton with the floater at the other end.
Good job pushing transition if you're Will. Long rebound, gets you out early.
Curry lost his balance. Cross court to Clay. Curry gets it on the move. The floater is short, missed everything. Looney got it back. Wiggins, what a scoop shot. Andrew Wiggins. Warriors up by 1. Looney one-on-one. Curry with the dig, it didn't matter. Light work.
He's so talented, so physically strong. The footwork is special.
Here's Green. Run the Curry-Green two-man game. Now Gordon switches on to Steph. Gets his own shot back. Clay for 3. Barton off the drag. And Curry gets the miss. Wiggins one-on-one has a height advantage against Morris. Walked him down and missed the shot.
Good dig down by Jeff Green. Smart play to make that Wiggins shot more difficult.
Morris directing traffic. Barton. Joker missed the tip. Couldn't keep him off the glass. It'll be out of bounds. Denver basketball.
Let's watch Nikola Jokic on the post. Against Golden State Warriors, he averaged about 20 post-ups. And again, Steph sort of faking the dig down, but he just turns opposite. You never speed this guy up. So skilled. One-on-one, I like my chances with Jokic. And regardless of where he is on the floor.
Little foul line jump shot is butter. And Joker with 12 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 dimes already. Steph trying to get free. Lets the 3 fly. Curry 0 for 3. Doesn't seem to be laboring in his movements, and he's a supremely, I mean, elite conditioned athlete. That Gordon jumper short. Wiggins on the move. Jokic with the board and leading the break. Morris probing. Green one-on-one against Jokic. Whistle, and that's going to be a foul on the ground.
He's got
against
counter.
Draymond.
He's got counter against counter. Both, and Draymond's saying, hey, he's giving it to me. Jokic does an exceptional job of once he gets an advantage. This is a foul. Like, that's easy. It's a foul.
He was holding him like a grudge. I mean, he had a grab and a fistful of jersey.
Yeah. I mean, he's outsized Draymond Green, never outsized in heart, never outsized in physicality, but that's a tough matchup.
Bounce pass Morris, one more, coming in too hot. Off of the hands of Jeff Green. That's the 4th turnover for Denver here in the first half. 3:26 to go.
I don't think the second quarter could have gone any better if you're the Denver Nuggets. On the road, up 3 with 3:20 to play in the half.
Poole coming to the rescue.
Man.
Jordan Poole. 14 for him in the first half. Gordon having a tough time at the offensive end. Poole, the Euro, counted!
You didn't know it, Mark, but we're having a little pool party this afternoon.
Yeah.
We're in San Francisco. Let them hear it, folks. You want to know why this is the most dangerous team that could push the Phoenix Suns, who've had a run through the NBA? Because they got a lot of options, folks. This young man is big time.
NBA First Round, presented by Mountain Dew on ABC, is brought to you by Google.
Well, people wondered how Jordan Poole would perform in his first playoffs. Well, he's answering a lot of those questions right now. He has alchemized the moribund offense early into something special. He's got 16 points overall, 13 of them coming in the second quarter. Make it 14 now after that free throw. Looks very comfortable.
The thing is, if you talk to the veterans around the Golden State Warriors, they say he's been asking about the playoffs since his first year. And a season ago, he played exceptionally well in both play-in games. And Steve Kerr told us before the game, they feel like playoff games. So that experience, invaluable.
Oh, play on the blow-by on Jokic. And no shot at guarding him outside. The lead up to 5 now for the Warriors.
You got to answer here. Important moment here to get a bucket.
That's going to go out of bounds off of Morris. No, that's off of Curry. Steph pleading that was off of Monte Morris's knee. .14 on the shot clock. Martin off the pin down. Joker with the catch and shoot three, strong. So one and done for Denver.
This is one lineup that's been absolutely difficult to guard.
Oh man, Steph had Joker dancing out there but couldn't catch.
So on the season, the trio, Clay, Steph, and Jordan, their plus minus is ridiculous. Like, they're going to be a difficult trio to guard. Will they hold up defensively? We'll see, but through the limited minutes they've been together, this trio is so tough to check.
A Denver bucket snaps an 8-0 run for Golden State. Thompson got it. That jumper's wet right now. Clay with his 4th 3-ball of the first half.
You've got to guard movement, elite shooting, constant back cuts.
Boy, look at Curry fight over that screen, and they get the miss. The number 2 rated defense in the league showing off right there. Here's Wiggins. Curry on the cut. That's going to be a goaltend, and that's his first bucket in a month.
If you have to. You have no choice here. It's getting away from you, and it's getting away from you quick. Klay Thompson sort of egging on the crowd here.
And, of course, Steph Curry gets his bucket courtesy of the guy that reads him like your favorite book, Draymond Green. Back with more right after this. Everyone coming up on the MetaQuest halftime. The Sixers making a statement against the Raptors. Mike Greenberg, Stephen A. Smith, and Jalen Rose chopping it up in the studio. Steph Curry talking about his great conditioning. He usually does a post-game workout consisting of cardio and strength. Cardio, does the rowing machine, strength workouts, including a 35-pound plate on his back while he does push-ups. It's added to his improved defense. They'll need it here against Joker. Green has him spinning and missing. They played it straight up that time, Doris.
Yeah, just trying to make it tough, make them shoot over you.
Cross court to Wiggins. Curry with the fake and the float game. Tipped out of bounds off of Morris.
And Steph,
a little frustrated.
A fist through the air at that miss. I think he thought he had touch. A little bit of rust to shake off for the great one.
There's a look at his numbers so far. Green fakes the handoff inside. Wiggins fouled by Aaron Gordon. And Andrew Wiggins going to go to the free throw line. The first-time All-Star who usually takes on the opponent's best wing scorer this year. I think for most of the season he might have been a candidate for the all-defensive team as well as he played at that end of the floor. And going to the free throw line where he has struggled this season, just 63%. Wiggins at the line for 2. Well, Tomorrow on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball, the defending champs, the Braves, wrap up a 4-game set in Southern California against the Padres at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Carl Ravitch and the crew calling that one for you. This is the situation that Wiggins envisioned, being able to fit in with Clay, with Steph, with Draymond, and it's a different postseason experience for him in contrast to the one that he faced when he was in Minnesota.
Right now, this zone perplexing Denver, Mark. 15-2 run for the Warriors.
Jokic with the floater inside. Got it. Lead back down to 8. Golden State can run it all the way down. Curry with possession. He'll bring it into the front court. Working against Monte Morris. They get the switch onto Barton.
See Jokic directing traffic as he's checking Draymond Green.
Boy, that's it. Butter. Loose ball at the buzzer. Barton. And Curry punctuates his comeback with a 3 near the end of the first half. Coming off the bench, Steph Curry with 5 points. Meanwhile, Jordan Poole doing the heavy lifting. He had 17 on a perfect 6 for 6. And Jokic, the reigning MVP, 6 points. 6 of 14 from the field. But Jordan Poole answering the call in his first postseason action. Halftime highlights coming up right after this.
Sarah.
Here in game 1 as we take a look at the first half stats. Brought to you by Adobe Experience Cloud. As we look at some of the numbers that really pop off the page at you, Jordan Poole was the story of the first half for the Golden State Warriors. Klay Thompson shaking off the rust with 4 3-pointers. Mark Jones back once again with Doris Burke. Malika Andrews joining us in just a moment. Hey, Golden State closed the half on an 18-4 run as we take a look at our State Farm assist to the game.
43-40 was the score with 4:21 left, and then the Golden State Warriors started to do Jordan Poole-like things. How about that tough shot and the challenge by Will Barton? So many things and actions you have to guard. We talked about the 3, only playing 11 minutes. All that institutional knowledge of 3 championships later doesn't take a whole lot to get them back on rhythm.
Warriors bring it into the front court. Jordan Poole getting to start his first playoff start, his first playoff game. Steph Curry coming off the bench in 5 to 6 minute stints. Thompson knocked out of bounds as we check in courtside with Malika.
I checked in with the Nuggets at halftime, and Michael Malone was a little bit fired up, so I spoke to assistant coach David Adelman. He said that they lost their concentration defensively, Mark, and they want to play inside out. The Warriors sped them up a little bit too much, and in this building in particular, he said, we cannot get sped up, Mark.
It really hurt them in the last part of that second quarter. Green back out to Poole. Aaron Gordon all over Poole. Gordon's been tasked a lot of the year against the other team's best scorer, Poole. Wiggins with the offensive rebound. Out of bounds. It'll be Golden State basketball. They had a couple good looks at it.
The other thing for Michael Malone, what's glaring to me is Aaron Gordon, who I thought had a chance with his frame and his game to do some damage offensively. He's just 1 for 7.
Thompson got it. Boy, Klay Thompson averaged over 33 a game in the last 3 games of the regular season. That's the Klay Thompson that we're used to seeing.
They're plus 12 from the 3-point line, the Golden State Warriors.
Green really laying off Gordon. Gordon with a spin move inside. Missed and fouled in traffic. He'll go to the free throw line for 2.
So watch Klay Thompson, because this 3 begins, Mark Jones, at the elbow. But this is what happens. Stagger screen, not really even necessary because Draymond doesn't have to hit anybody. Concentration, attention to detail, being there on the catch. You give this guy space and time, forget about it. Because he can make shots under duress in defense. You give him an open look, forget about it.
Gordon knocks down the free throw. Klay Thompson loves this game. And there was a time earlier this year where you could see him agonizing on the bench and fighting with some of the rust that was falling off of his game and getting back to where he used to be. And during the time that he was out, he moved to a different area of town, bought himself a boat, and used those boat rides across the bay to San Francisco to help contemplate and meditate his future on his comeback road. Picked up by Morris here. Green with the pitch to Poole. Tough step back. And rebounded by Gordon. Aaron Gordon struggled at the offensive end in the first half. Just 1 of 7. Doris, you and I were talking about that. They've been looking for somebody else, quote unquote.
Right.
He was 1 for 7. Not a good deal for them.
Correct. You look at his frame. You know, you're starting Poole. You had minutes where it was Poole and Steph Curry, so 2 smaller type guards. He's got to find a way to give them a lift offensively.
Martin off the screen by Joker. Inside, and Joker with the finish. Lead down to 9, just underway here in the third quarter.
And I think they're content with where Jokic is at. 16 points, 5 boards, 3 assists. Joker is so good, he's going to get his numbers. It's just, do you make him shoot over the top? Do you make him work for everything?
And that's going to be a foul against Gordon on the drive. His second personal foul.
Again, Will Barton's ability to get downhill, draw 2. Draymond's not in great help position, and Jokic makes that look easy.
Well, that's the 2-man game that we're usually used to seeing with Jokic and Jamal Murray. That sometimes inverted pick-and-roll game with the 2 of them. That time it was Barton. Poole back out to Clay. 1 more to Green, and the layup. And they move it around.
They do. And Draymond aggressive in certain spots. And again, that's that high pocket. And he's attacking open space.
20 assists for us already for the Golden State Warriors. Offensive foul against Denver. That ball really popping here.
Yeah. See what I'm saying about that area just below the free throw line. And we talked about it, 11 total minutes over the last several seasons for the teammates that have 3 championships together. But it's corporate knowledge, institutional knowledge, it's feel, understanding.
Looney fouled underneath, and Kevon Looney will go to the free throw line. Warriors pounding away on that offensive glass. And that's going to be the 3rd foul on Jokic. Pleading his case with Ed Malloy. Gordon is holding his hand up, trying to be the fall guy. But that foul is against Joker. So Looney at the free throw line. You know, this is a guy that often goes under the radar. And had a conversation with Mike Brown, associate head coach, said that Looney won their Defensive Player of the Month award for last month in March, and the metrics are measured from month to month to see which player makes the biggest jump. It's a way to incentivize the already number 2 defense in the NBA.
Just a lane violation.
Looked like it. So they'll do it again. And just back to that story about their defense, Pavel Sidhu and their analytics department does a great job putting together the numbers as Looney knocks down the second free throw. Of course, Draymond Green is ineligible for that Defensive Player of the Month award because you can really give it to him every month. Somebody else got to win, Doris. Morris from deep knocks down the 3.
Draymond Green, had he not been hurt, was the early leader in the clubhouse for Defensive Player of the Year.
Good block inside by the Nuggets. Gordon in transition, cross court to Morris. That one way short, out of bounds.
Wow, I thought that went off Jokic.
Sure looked like it from our angle. But it'll be Denver basketball. Here's another look.
Oh, yeah, that's off his fingertips. But can he score here?
Boy, Looney stopped him cold. Good defense that time by Golden State. Poole around the green screen. Now Gordon switches on to him. Thompson with a mismatch. Wiggins flying through the air and draws the foul. Wow.
That's on Jokic again. And again, it's constant motion, and it's coming at you from every direction. And often you're on your heels as a defender. How fast that ball moves. I mean, look at that. Dive cuts, back cuts, speed on the cuts.
Warriors are consistently among the league leaders in passes made per game, well above 300. Well, tomorrow for more first-round NBA playoff action on ABC, 3:30. Brooklyn Nets, Boston Celtics. Kyrie Irving going back to Boston. Kevin Durant against Jason Tatum. Coverage starts with NBA Countdown, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, noon Pacific.
The Boston Celtics, when the calendar turned to 2022, their defense has been stout, and it will be challenged by two of the most gifted offensive players in the game.
Gordon had a notion on the three, gives it to Jokic. One-on-one against Looney, no double team. Looney standing his ground.
Come on now.
And Jokic just bludgeoned and battered him for the layup.
So that's what Looney talks to Draymond Green about all the time is, can you stand an offensive player up and somehow leverage, even though you're undersized? He did his job. Yeah. He stood Jokic up initially.
Thompson bounced it off his foot. 2-on-1 on the turnover. Barton. Oh, a little jelly by Will Barton inside with the slick left-handed finish.
Well, we know this about the Denver Nuggets. They have grinded without two of their best players all year, trying to hang tight on the road here, down 7.
NBA First Round, presented by Mountain Dew on ABC, is brought to you by Burger King. Get the $5 Your Way meal with the double.
Nikola Jokic has had good success against Kevon Looney, who's battling and is an excellent defensive player. Actually stood him up. I think he fouled him about 3 times. That's a bucket. It's his 18th point, and he's clearly annoyed. I mean, foul number 1, okay? Foul number 2. Foul number 3. Like, it should be an N1 situation. So if we're going to make the game a little bit easier on the perimeter, I get it. He's big, he's strong. It's like, I'm not going to say it's like officiating Shaq, because that's being an exaggeration. But, like, it's always been hard officiating big guys, but that's a foul.
There's a lot of contact, and there was contact for the offensive foul right there on Jordan Poole. Now, a moment ago, they put another point on the board for the Warriors because of this Klay Thompson shot that was initially ruled a 2. It's been upgraded to a 3. Thus, the score is 66-58.
Will Barton went to the cup, was surrounded by 2 guys. Draymond went to help him up, but it looked like he took some contact because he pushed Draymond away as if to say, I need to stay down here for a second.
Important to have him healthy. Remember, he missed Denver's playoff in the bubble in 2020, and last year he missed the first round of the playoffs for the Nuggets. There he took a blow to the head, it looked like. Jokic off the weak side pin down, and Wiggins with the board.
Very rare he rushes that. He shook his head in disgust. I think he thought the close would come faster, but the challenge is not going to be anywhere near his shooting pocket, so I don't know why he rushed it.
8-point lead for Golden State. Thompson with the mid-range. So we're going to foul underneath. That's going to go against Denver.
Going to go against Monte Morris, who is the inside guy trying to contend on the glass with Otto Porter.
That's second personal foul. Sorry, Doris.
No, so again, this is the move Steve Kerr makes, where Otto comes in, Draymond goes to the 5. Does the pace change? Does Steve Kerr's team start to play a little bit faster? And now Draymond, who's had much better success guarding Jokic here in this game in terms of field goal percentage made. Let's see how Draymond does on the other end once they get back down there.
Play on the post up. Fires it, knocks it home. That jumper's wet right now for Klay Thompson.
Game is so easy to Klay on the offensive end.
Morris out top. Klay's got 19. Jokic, guarded by Draymond Green. They ice it. Barton snakes around the screen. Good defense by Poole. And they get the stop and the turnover.
Yeah, Draymond has made it a lot tougher.
Poole pulls. Splash! It's a pool party! And everyone's invited.
Green is key on both ends. Watch this defensive sequence. He's going to change the route of the ball handler and get back to the likely back-to-back MVP and make the steal. Jokic is 1 for 6 against Draymond. And then let's watch what happens as this play ensues. Draymond Green going to attack, get below the free throw line, and Mr. Poole, who's made threes from big-time distance tonight. I mean, look at that shot.
Wow.
And his range is unbelievable. Tonight he's made threes from 27, 28, and 30.
Let's check in with Malika.
Jordan Poole has been itching to play on this playoff stage. And remember, Iguodala, Curry, Clay, Dre, and Kevon Looney, they've combined to play in 570 playoff games. And so often, Poole would sit with them, whether it's after practice or even during, and just pick their brain, asking, what can you tell me about what it is actually like? And now he is getting a chance to show all of the studying that he has done, Mark.
Really paying off. There's the sidestep three. Off the bounce. Jordan Poole hotter than fish grease.
Steph Curry going to get off the bench, but what a luxury. What weapons. What unselfishness. What movement. Oh, Golden State. They feel dangerous, Mark Jones.
Look at this.
Give me the sidestep. Jordan Poole. You got Jokic dancing. You got Monte Morris trying to recover, and Jordan Poole saying, I'm pretty good. Women better cool me off. Forget about jumping. You're in the deep end of the pool when he's cooking like this.
Joker out top, guarded by Clay. Morris from the corner. Tipped up by Jeff Green. No good. Aaron Gordon. Whistle, counted, and one. And Aaron Gordon with an opportunity for the three-point play. Just his second field goal to go along with 4 rebounds. He's got 6 points. Making a homecoming. He's from nearby San Jose, California. Went to the University of Arizona. It's big for him. He's playing in front of some family members. I watched Aaron Gordon play locally here in AAU basketball for the Oakland Soldiers travel ball team, and he was part of a loaded team that won a lot of games, winning in his lineage. Pocket pass to Porter. Green with the slam.
It's just beautiful basketball, Mark Jones.
The Warriors have 24 assists on 29 field goals. And Jeff Green fouled on his foray to the bucket.
So the pass that leads to the pass. Jordan Poole has got Will Barton retreating. Now it's Otto Porter. So this is why the Otto Porter acquisition, just like Bielitsa, is important. You can downsize, and Otto Porter can be decision maker or shot maker. So Andre Iguodala, middle of the floor, decision maker, shot maker. Yaman's Bielitsa, decision maker, shot maker. Who the heck are you going to choose to double? Jordan, Clay, Steph?
Some tough decisions.
Like,
if you're Michael Malone, yeah. Barton comes out of the game. Rivers in with Jeff Green, Monte Morris, Joker, and Aaron Gordon. Green at the free throw line.
Now, in fairness to Denver, no Jamal Murray, no Michael Porter Jr. You know, 2 max players, your second and third best players. Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, obviously, an elite 2-man dance they do when they're able to be healthy and on the floor together.
Curry with the ball. He had 5 points in the first half. Green over to Thompson. Baseline jumper is going to be way short. He'll get another chance. Oh, that thing did a victory lap and came home. Green on the post up against Curry. Jokic inside over Green. And He converts on the mismatch.
He's working for everything, and they're making him work on this end, Mark Jones.
Curry retrieves it. Joker at the level. Good show. Got it back. Curry keeps moving. Relocates. Boy, everything but the bucket for Golden State. Couldn't have asked for a better look. Lead is at 11. Gordon. Tough bucket through the contact.
That's what you're hoping for. Steve Kerr going to use that timeout. Let Gordon's frame, hurt you with his physicality, with his dribble drive ability. Going against Clay, crosses him over, one-on-one, one guy to beat, hanging tough.
Tuesday, ESPN Kings versus Ducks. Thursday on ESPN, Leafs against the Lightning. And then Saturday on ABC, Rangers Flyers. A little more than 2 weeks until the quest for the Stanley Cup begins. I'm going to predict that the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to win their first Stanley Cup since 1967. It's time.
Wow.
Curry with the float game, strong. Payton with the putback. You got it. I don't have any inside information, but I got friends in Toronto. Okay, I'll leave it at that.
Gary Payton watching his son get a bucket there.
Morris with a long two, short. Jermichael Green inside. Tipped up, came out. Wow, that was halfway down. Here's Iguodala. Steph. Back out to Draymond. The three, short. Curry on the offensive glass. Whips it out to Draymond. Curry. Butter.
Mark, I got to tell you, I think Jokic is exhausted. He has spent so much time operating in space defensively. They're making him work here. Like, he is tired.
I would agree with that observation.
And this is, listen, he is in incredible shape. You said it earlier. He made a commitment. Look at him.
Yeah.
They are putting him in space. I feel like his feet are moving a mile a minute.
And to his credit, last segment down the floor prior to this last one, he did a nice job on getting out on defense and showing at the level.
He does. He does. At the point of attack, he doesn't, they sort of play soft and corral him. And he does a really good job. But let's just watch him. Now, he's checking Draymond Green. But they're trying to work the offensive glass. He's not moving.
No, he didn't close out at all, did he?
No, and listen, that's part of it. I mean, sometimes they don't. You're not going to close if it's Draymond standing there at three. But I'm just telling you, it's the first time tonight I felt like this guy has shown fatigue.
Now, interesting that these are his first free throws. He goes 1 for 2. 23 points, 7 rebounds. 2.5 to go in the third quarter. Golden State up by 13. They run their splits. Curry fouled by Austin Rivers. The question was it a three-point attempt or a two? It looked like he was behind that three-point line.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
easy.
A three.
That's easy. Easy call, yeah.
Steph and Austin Rivers, of course, related by marriage. So Steph's sister, Seidel. Steph in 16 minutes, 9 points. 2 for 5 on his threes. Callie Rivers, of course, is married to Damon Lee. No, my bad. I'll get it right before it's over, folks. Lee is married to Seidel Curry. My bad. It's a happy family. A lot of basketball. Highland. And Green with the rebound. Tell you what, Rivers having a tough time keeping up with Curry. And now switching. Shot clock down to 4. Good denied defense. Green has to fire. Steve Kerr can only smile. And the Nuggets turn it over.
And Draymond Green going to be left open a lot. Steph a little bit frustrated. The dance not working because they're taking it away. And says, all right, I got 2 ticks on the shot clock. Boom.
Joker a little bit frustrated as Boogie Cousins comes into the ball game.
Listen, he's in the best shape of his life. I just think what the Warriors have done to make him tired is something else. He's been dancing in space all darn night. It's getting away from you. This is a deep, dangerous, multi-optioned, experienced team.
Rose Highland on the drive, turned it over. Here's Payton fouled by JaMychal Green with 1:01 to go in the third quarter, and that's going to put him on the free throw line. And with the Curry family in attendance, just want to clean up something I said earlier. It's Callie Rivers that's married to Seth Curry as well.
I thought you were trying to play matchmaker or something. Let's watch Steph Curry get the reaction from this crowd.
Payton knocks down the second free throw. Jamal Murray still trying to come back from that ACL injury. It was here a little over a year ago that he suffered that ACL tear. Cousins posting up on the block against Porter. And the jump hook is good. It's a 20-point game. Reminiscent of those remarkable third quarters that the Warriors used to have a couple of years ago. Iguodala around the world. Porter. Oh, man, the roof would have popped on that.
Mark these third quarters. This is consistent this season. The Warriors have been dynamic, and they have been yet again.
Cousins against Bielitsa. Tough shot. Curry can walk it up and get a good one. Working against family. Now the switch. Float game. Still a little bit of rust falling off of Steph's game. But it's still all good for the Warriors, who lead by 20. This presentation of NBA Sunday Showcase will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Welcome back to the NBA first round, presented by Mountain Dew. Back in San Francisco Chase Center. Was it just their second playoff game in the city of San Francisco in a long, long time? Of course, the old Cow Palace isn't officially San Francisco. Highland knocks down the long three.
That's a tough shot. Young Glove was closing to him. Great concentration by the young man.
17-point lead. Jordan Poole up to Bielitsa. Porter inside in traffic. Tipped up, and they'll get another opportunity here. Bielitsa with the cut. And the finish, and one.
Warriors have played 10 guys. An interesting piece remains on their bench despite this 19-point lead. You got multiple options. Look at this cut by Bielitsa. Don't fall asleep. Steve Kerr's team will spread you out. They will constantly cut. If you lose discipline, if you lose focus, it's going to be a long night.
Bielitsa. Oh, sorry, Doris.
Go ahead.
He had a nice impact in the first half of this game. Coming off the bench for Steve Kerr. Barton with the catch and shoot three. Got it.
9 of the 10 guys who've played for the Warriors have scored. Only Andre Iguodala has not scored.
Poole on the handle. Rivers switches back to him. Back out to Bielitsa. Drives the closeout. Great ball movement. Iguodala trying to cash out. And another chance for Golden State. We have a technical foul against DeMarcus Cousins.
I didn't see it. He was near.
That happened off the ball.
It was way off the ball. The closest person to him, I thought, was Andre Iguodala. Michael Malone looks perplexed.
And they just ran him. They just ran Boogie. That's Boogie's night. Done. Scott Foster rung him up on the second one. I'm not sure what precipitated that. But Cousins is done for the night. Poole at the free throw line.
I saw nothing physical.
Yeah.
The closest guy to him looked to me to be Andre Iguodala. So was this verbal?
He looks like he was having a conversation.
He's barking at the official.
Yeah, Carl Lane.
Whatever he said right there is what got him.
And then he followed it up with something else that precipitated the second one. Here he turns back and says something to official Carl Lane and points at him. Michael Malone getting the explanation there from Scott Foster.
Might have been as colorful as my language after one Manhattan.
Hey. Bielitsa. Rivers in transition. 18-point lead. Bones Highland from deep. Misses everything. That's not going to faze him because Bones Highland is a rookie who's gone through a lot of adversity in his life. Going into his senior year of high school, there was a fire at his home in Delaware. He was forced to jump out the window, a fire in which he lost 2 family members. But in jumping out the window, he broke his leg, and doctors told him that he might not ever play basketball again. But through arduous rehab and work, he got back on the basketball court and earned himself a scholarship.
Going to be a hold on Austin Rivers? No, they call that offensive on Otto Porter.
Wow. Now a perplexed Iguodala on the play too. One more look.
Well, they're both giving as good as you can get. And I got to be honest with you, like, Austin Rivers thought that was on him.
Yeah.
You could tell.
Yeah.
And he's had a couple. I got to give Austin a ton of credit. Kid has played really hard on a number of different assignments. This has got to be frustrating.
Warriors have to be careful. They have had a proclivity at times to give away double-digit leads this season. They double-team Joker. Nice baseline pass to Rivers. And Bielitsa with the board.
You got to make them pay, right? Those are the shots you got to make. The Joker is always going to make the right decision.
What a roll and a foul against Jokic. Fellow Serbian national team member Bielitsa crashing to the court. That's going to be a 4th foul on Jokic. What a look.
Well, this is just a pretty pass. I mean, look right. Jordan Poole, he's been special.
So Bielitsa back at the free throw line, shooting 73% this season. Again, last year with the Sacramento Kings up Interstate 80, then traded to the Miami Heat. And a nice pickup by general manager Bob Myers, a guy with high basketball IQ that can space the floor. Let's have a look at the upcoming playoff schedule. Sunday on ABC, the Nets and Celtics at 3:30 Eastern time. Then TNT at 1 o'clock has Atlanta-Miami game 1. Chicago-Milwaukee, New Orleans-Phoenix. For more on these games, go to NBA.com or visit the NBA app. You're looking at me, Doris Burke. You're going to say something about Trae Young last night?
Or Willie Green.
Okay, both of them.
I mean, Willie Green, can I just run on repeat his sound when they got down in the third period? And he said, we got to keep fighting. We're not giving this up.
What a great comeback story this year for the Pelicans. They were 3-16.
I could have talked about Trae's 32 in the second half.
Yes.
He is, and Stephen A. Smith was talking a little bit about this. He's box office because he wants the bright lights. He wants the pressure of the moment. He wants to go into hostile environments. He thrives in them. Whenever he bowed at Madison Square Garden a season ago, there's a little bit of showman in him.
I'm going to say this. I don't think that Atlanta has had that magnitude of a star since Dominique Wilkins.
Yeah. Somebody
that is that electrifying. And with all due respect, that the stars that came between Trae and Dominique, i.e. Joe Johnson and a few others, this guy's got it. And game 1 tomorrow against the Miami Heat going to be interesting.
They're going to be shorthanded without Clint Capella.
Big lob threat that Trae Young has.
No structural damage, though.
No.
So that's good news. Perhaps an appearance at some point.
Joker wheeling inside, draws the foul, and no, it's a travel. So the reigning MVP with 23 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Good numbers, Doris, but they feel not quite as impactful as they usually do so far.
Every one of them feels earned. 19 of his 22 field goal attempts have been contested. They've made them work.
Wiggins from deep, got it. Having a career year for the Warriors, Andrew Wiggins. Jokic on the roll and gets the layup.
He just keeps playing Jokic.
Unbelievable. Guy that brings a great spirit to the court. Poole with a spirit bomb. Jordan Poole out here careering right now.
NBA First Round on ABC is presented by Mountain Dew.
AT&T 5G above the rim, and it looks good from all angles if you're Golden State, Doris.
Look at the range on Mr. Poole's shot. First half, he had shots at 27, 28, and 30 feet. Now you set a screen from him. He dances. He got no shot of recovering. He has set a Warriors record for threes in a playoff debut, and he stands behind just Wilt and Mitch for points in a debut.
Hey now. Hey now.
Uh-oh. Now, don't tell me you're going to get to Mr. Wilt Chamberlain in your debut.
If you're on a list with Wilt, you're doing really well. Jokic knocked away by Bjelica. No foul called. 3-on-2. Thompson. Run off the three-point line. Good closeout by Bryn Forbes.
If you're Bjelica, you got away with a hook. But what they don't see, they can't call.
Poole tried to quick shoot Jokic, and he got the block. Joker to Barton. Tough layup and finish.
Tremendous adjustment. This guy, he's done that a couple of times en route to the cup. Enough hang time to adjust and get through.
102 to 80. Denver's going to have to string together some stops here, though. Off the hands of Morris. And Bjelica commits the foul.
And normally Steph Curry would not be coming back in.
Right.
But when you haven't played since March 16th, you got to start to get some run, some rhythm.
That foul against Bjelica. Steph Curry, Doris, has played 18 minutes. Is 3 for 11 from the field. 2 of 5 on his threes. And it's interesting. The game is at a comfortable margin right now, obviously, for Golden State. But, yeah, Steph does need that time, even though there's a little bit of risk involved here, right? Playing him?
Yeah, but I think the bigger point here is something you were saying immediately after we spoke to Steve Kerr, which was, right? I mean, the point you made was?
Guys willing to come off the bench.
Yeah.
How many stars at his level will say, Coach, I'm willing to come off the bench. I don't have to start tonight. Wiggins with a nice finger roll.
Draymond Green was asked about this because Jordan Poole has been electric tonight. When Clay returned, had a major dip in his production. And so you're trying to avoid that if you're Steve Kerr, right? You're in playoff time. You got to keep your rhythm here.
And Steve Kerr wants to maintain the momentum, calls a timeout as the Nuggets cut it to an 18-point lead when we come back.
Now for the assistant.
I like it. He don't want it. Let's go. Out. Yeah. Yes. Good shot. Good pass. How y'all do this? I don't know how to do this.
Stand there. Come on, man. You can't tell me that Jordan Poole has never taken a jump ball before. Come on, Jordan. He does know how to shoot threes. Some other playoff headlines today as the playoffs begin in earnest. Jazz defeat Dallas in Dallas. The Timberwolves go into Memphis and beat Ja and the Grizzlies. Man, a big-time game by Anthony Edwards, who looked good in the play-in game and continues to be a big-time factor.
He's a lot of fun to watch. He is so gifted. His frame, I heard somebody describe him as a football player in terms of his frame. Boy, if you've watched Philadelphia at all, Tyrese Maxey has just been so critical. Helps them sort of get through the early part of the season without Ben Simmons. And how about the show he put on today? 5 for 8 from 3. Everybody's talking about the pressure James Harden feels. Keep playing like that, Tyrese Maxey. He won't feel any.
Yeah, the game has gotten a lot easier and more productive of late for him. 20-point lead, Wiggins into the front court. Off the green screen. And rebounded by Joker.
I wonder at what point Mike Malone decides to pull Joker.
Yeah, they got 5:35 to go. And a deficit of 20 points. He's got another double-double. One of the league leaders in double-doubles, actually led the league in double-doubles this year. 25 points, 10 rebounds.
Boy, the agony on Jamal Murray's face. Malika talked about it. They've not shut the door. There's both a physical and a mental hurdle for Jamal Murray to overcome as Will Barton's going to take some contact. And how about Michael Malone telling us the story earlier today about the integral role Mike Brown has played in his career and ultimately Pop.
Yeah, he was a member of the Cleveland Cavaliers team that was coached by Mike Brown back in the day. There's Mike, the associate head coach for the Golden State Warriors. Mike took that team to the NBA Finals with a young LeBron James.
And Michael Malone saying, I'm not a head coach without the responsibilities given to me by Mike Brown. And Mike Brown hired him because Greg Popovich recommended it.
A strong recommendation.
And Michael says, you know, Coach, do you need me to have, you know, somebody from the Knicks give you my blessing? He's like, no, because Pop is God. You know, you got God's recommendation. Yes. You're good.
And Green with some muscle in his hustle and the and one.
We had two really emotive players in Jordan Poole and Draymond Green. What a pass. And we've hit it pretty hard tonight. 11 minutes total between Steph, Dre, and Clay. But all of that field built up all of that time. Look at Steph.
Does the phrase riding a bicycle mean anything?
Yeah,
right?
hell yeah.
Let's come back real quick. Recall, muscle memory, whatever you want to call it. It's working tonight for the Warriors. Up by 21. That's going to be a foul against Golden State. It's against Wiggins. That's the 14th foul. 5:07 to go. The sideline out of bounds. State, the number 3 seed. Remember, they were really cruising along as Morris knocks down the long 2. They were cruising along until they were beset with injuries to both Steph and Draymond Green. And Steph at the time was actually on an MVP pace. Doing a lot of that at the time.
I think you might have some folks jumping back on the Golden State bandwagon after this.
I don't think it's going to take Curry long to get back into shape. When you look at the degree he goes to keep his body in prime condition. Talked about it in our meeting. He's got one of those infrared recovery room beds that heats your body up from the inside and speeds up recovery by stimulating testosterone growth, amongst other things. Hey, I'd sit in any kind of tube to recover. As Steph knocks down another shot. You know what his secret other than that is, right, Doris?
I'm not sure, and I don't know where you're going next.
I'm going to take you. To relax, Steph told me he goes to float spas. He sits down in hypersaline water and floats there to decompress and recover. So that's all you got to do to shoot 42% on your threes.
Okay.
It's that easy. Steph just floating on here tonight, as the Warriors are. Back after this.
Timeout's been called.
Well, tomorrow more first-round playoff action on ABC from the NBA playoffs. 3:30 Nets Celtics. Coverage starts with NBA Countdown at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. There was a challenge on the call on the floor as we went to break, and it was a successful challenge. That obviously went off of Will Barton. So you've never heard of float spas before? Where you lie down in hypersaline water like Steph does to recuperate, and it's so heavy and dense.
Yeah.
You sit down, put your music in your ears, and
I may achieve the same thing with a nice red wine.
Okay. Let's see what Curry does here in these last few minutes. He's knocked down his last couple of jumpers. Poole fouled, but so far in 22 minutes, Steph 5 of 13 from the field, 3 of 6 on his threes. What kind of grade would you give him? First game back in a month, missed 12.
I'm not going to grade Stephen Curry. I refuse to do that.
All right, incomplete.
Yeah, listen, as you said, this is a matter of time.
Okay.
And here's the thing. Think about the number of offensive weapons they have. Right. Steph and Draymond about to head out. Clay going to head out.
Standing ovation. Listen to this. That is music to the ears of this over 18,000 sellout crowd at Chase Center. They've been waiting a long time to feel that vibe, and even E40, the famous rapper there, sitting by the bench, setting the tone here for the Warriors earlier tonight. E40 is the noted rap star from the Bay Area.
There it is.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
Them to the Warriors.
1794. As they baptize Chase Center with the first ever playoff game, Austin Rivers with the and one.
This was probably a tough one for the Malone family household.
Yes.
Michael Malone telling us earlier today. Oh, we'll give this a minute because this young man deserves a round of applause. Michael Malone telling us earlier today that his parents have to watch the games in separate rooms in their house.
Yeah, Dad, Brendan, and Mom. Too much agonizing for one room.
Too much angst.
better days. Jonathan Kuminga in the game. He's had some impressive rookie moments this year. Toscano Anderson, the native of Oakland. And the shot clock going to run out almost. Yes, it does. With 2:57 to go. Warriors in control. Brendan Maloney, his father, longtime NBA head coach and assistant. Bryn Forbes knocks down the long jumper. 17-point game. Look at the guys on the floor now, and going back to last year. Not so much Moody and Kuminga, but Lee and Payton the second, and some of the younger guys, Toscano Anderson, going back to last year, the play-in tournament.
Yeah.
They got some valuable, important game experience. That now that, you know, Thompson and Curry and Draymond are back together, the core, it's really come together pretty nicely.
Because of the way the game is spread out with that great third quarter, still some questions, you know, and it probably differs by matchup, but, you know, the closing lineup,
right?
You know, for the players that'll be in the closing lineup for the Golden State Warriors, the beat writers were trying to get to that with Steve Kerr yesterday, and he said, well, it may change game to game or series to series, but the thing you like are the options the team has. The only player that's 6'9" or above for Steve Kerr is Nemanja Bjelica. You know, in his past, Steve Kerr has liked to downsize to close. That means Draymond at the 5. But the addition of Bjelica is important because, and we saw it on display, and this is why I think the acquisition was important. We saw it with Porter as well. Decision-making and shooting. When you're trying to send extra defenders in the direction of the great shooters here. But this is going to be a tough out for teams.
Yeah, Nemanja Bjelica, a 36% three-point shooter. Got some big game experience too. Forbes, and I'm speaking about NBA and international experience. Kuminga collared and fouled. And he'll go to the free throw line for 2. Najee with the foul. Well, Jordan Poole amongst the 30-point scoring club today. And a young group when you look at Ja, Anthony Edwards, and Tyrese Maxey. Most in a single day in NBA postseason history. This is really turning into a young league, productive league. The younger players coming in and showing out, having an impact.
Fearless.
Yes. Thinking back to last year, that 40-something point game that Ja Morant had against the Jazz in the playoffs. Rivers missing. That was one of the surprises of today. Minnesota going into Memphis and getting the win. Don't forget Brooklyn and Boston tomorrow on ABC. Lee missing the 3. And, well, what about Brooklyn? Seems like Ben Simmons might be getting a little bit closer to coming back.
He told our Nick Friedel at practice, he went up for a dunk and told Nick Friedel, make sure you get this.
Bones Highland with that jumper to make it 123-105. Rivers on the break. That's going to be goaltending.
I'll tell you what he would add, Mark. He would add some much-needed stout defensive presence, Ben Simmons. 6'10", long, athletic, smart, cross-positional.
It's a late season experiment. High reward, but high risk, too, when you look at chemistry. Moody. This one's about done. So the Golden State Warriors, with Steph Curry coming back for the first time in a month after missing 12 games, played 22 minutes at 16 points, and a joyous return to the court. Joining Poole and Draymond Green, the reigning MVP, going to have to take an L tonight, but he did have 25 points and 10 rebounds. But Jordan Poole's night was tonight. 5 of 7 from downtown. Play with a quick early start. He was 5 of 10 on his threes. His first playoff game in 2 years plus. As we take a look at the updated bracket. After day 1, Utah, Golden State, and Minnesota all winners. Phoenix takes on New Orleans in Phoenix tomorrow. Let's go courtside to Malika.
Thanks, Mark. Jordan, you joined elite company tonight. You became the 35th player in NBA history to have 30 points or more in your playoff debut. You are 3rd on the Warriors all-time in a playoff debut in scoring. What got into you tonight, simply put?
Just came out, continues to be aggressive. It's a really good team we played over there. Tried to execute the game plan and just try to get a win against a really good team.
The incomparable Raymond Ritter said that oftentimes in practice you were sitting next to guys like Kevon Looney, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and just picking their brain about what it's like to actually play in these playoffs. Now that you have done it, how did that help prepare you?
It was good just to get the first one under the belt. Waited 2 years for this, asked a lot of questions. Luckily, I have a lot of amazing vets who are experienced, who've been here before, who are able to help me. So they just told me to continue to play my game, be me, and then just be ready for the moment.
Well, one of the things that we know about these series that can go up to 7 games, that gives other teams time to make adjustments. What did you learn from this game that you can apply moving forward?
Just continue to stick to the game plan. We got another game in a couple of days. Put this one behind us and we come out ready to play again.
Are you going to give Steve Kerr a hard time about the starting lineup now?
No comment.
Jordan, thank you so much. Mark, back to you.
Oh, he's already learned the game. Jordan Poole with a big night, 30 points. As the Golden State Warriors win it, 123 to 107. Getting a little love from the club as well. Respect. The final score once again, 123 to 107. Golden State leads the series 1 game to nothing. For our director, Jeff Evers, our producer, Rodney Vaughn, Doris Burke, Malika Andrews, I'm Mark Jones. Folks, the party has just begun. Don't forget, ABC, the home of the NBA Finals. Folks, thanks for watching the NBA playoffs on ABC. Good night and so long from San Francisco.